Hey, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. As always, it is Nick here, back with your daily crypto news and analysis. And today we're going to be talking about three altcoins that, in my opinion, are pretty under the radar. These are three tokens that I believe could net substantial gains going into the next major cycle run, or just here soon. If you guys do believe that 2024 is going to be pretty large for altcoins, or even just 2023. So with that, let's dive in and let's start off with telcoin. So like I said, some of these altcoins, in my opinion, can net you substantial gains. This is one of those tokens that in 2021, it was a big player. If you were buying this in 2020 all the way up until 2021, in the beginning of 2021, then you really reap the rewards. This has been a long-term project that's been out since going all the way back to, I think, like 2017, 2018. The most recent price action that we could see in terms of like the oldest price history is going all the way back to January 1st, 2018. Now, back then, it did hit about almost roughly 1 cent. During the bear market of 2019, 2020, and all of that, this thing hovered around a fraction of a penny until it started to break out in 2021, all the way up to about 6 cents exact. Now, as we do look at the market today, I know that a lot of these altcoins won't make a new all-time high or even hit their previous all-time high. Telcoin, in my opinion, might hit around 10 cents plus. It has the potential to go to 10 to 20 cents, right? We've been addressing this. We've been looking at it for a while. Currently speaking, recently we started to see this thing starting to break out a little bit. In the last 7 days, it's up about 20+%. The past year, it's still down about roughly 3%. So not much gains have happened just recently. If we go and look at the price chart from the time that it started to break out in 2021 to now, you can see that this is practically flatlined at the same point that it was at in 2020 before we had that big breakout to 6 cents. So in my opinion, we are at this accumulation zone, and we have been at this accumulation zone since the May timeframe of 2022 to now. And I'm still looking at this thing and I'm still like, wow, this thing is still undervalued. And why is Telcoin undervalued, you ask? Well, it's very simple. They are becoming a major leader in the idea of adoption through mobile phones. They have announced a lot of things in the past couple weeks. And going back a few months ago, they've been a pioneer around digital assets within, again, just going through your mobile phone. They're banking individuals through their mobile phone with digital assets. And we do see from Telcoin just recently, blockchain and digital assets were front and center at IFF 2023 Day 3, the final day of the conference. So again, a lot of people don't think that these conferences are big or anything like that. Again, these conferences are crucial for community growth and building. And again, I think that this is great for Telcoin. And also, they kicked off a special promotion for their newly launched Canada-Rwanda remittance corridor. Again, they're becoming a major player around payment technology and banking individuals through their phone. Again, a lot of people think like, oh, everyone has a bank account. It's wrong, right? So banking individuals through a mobile phone is a very big deal, in my opinion. I know that a lot of people don't see that, but hey, there's a lot of individuals out there with a phone that don't have bank accounts, and I think that this could be big. But also, Telcoin is allowing for remittances, very similar to like XRP, if you will, to be a lot more cost affordable through digital assets. So to me, Telcoin is a great bridge for digital asset adoption through mobile phones. And also, recently, they did have an upgrade for new functionality on TelX, which is more so like an exchange, if you will. And we do see how it looks on the phone. This is basically the wallet. You have the unclaimed rewards if you are staking and stuff like that. And then, of course, you have the pools here and stuff like that. Again, a lot of their platform in terms of their offering, like TelX, for an example, is pretty high quality compared to most products out there. And again, Telcoin has been around for a while, so they've been doing some pretty large things around the space. So I do like their wallets. I like their platform so far. Again, this is not sponsored or anything like that. They don't pay me. They don't even know about me. But I do think that Telcoin is a big player, and I think that everyone should be watching, especially with the recent announcements of them expanding rapidly, launching on and off ramps around the world, specifically in France, Italy, Sweden, Poland, and so many other areas around the world. Again, they are allowing individuals to put in money and cash out money through the telcoin app. Like I said, banking the unbanked through a mobile phone. Big deal. Very large use case as well. And I think that telcoin can generate quite a bit of hype and also recognition through a lot of these major initiatives. And they are continuously building and becoming a major leader around the payment technology space. So definitely keep a close eye on telcoin. And like I said, I think that this thing can generate a substantial amount of money if you are investing in it at the right time. And in my opinion, the right time has been the past over a year now, because this looks like accumulation to me. I mean, maybe I'm wrong, but in my opinion, so far we've been in this accumulation time frame, very similar to back here. And I'm hoping that we can dwarf this all-time high like we did the 2018 price back here of almost 1 cent. I'm not saying that we're going to go to 60 cents or anything like that, but hey, if we go to 10, 20 cents, it's a big game changer. It's well over a 20x plus. Now, also, the next one is LCX. LCX, in my opinion, is it's a huge bet on an actual regulated exchange. You know, so far this thing is up a little bit. In the last 7 days, it's up about roughly 30%. Last month, it's up 30%. I've been watching this thing ever since it sold off massively back in 2021 all the way into 2022. We were looking at it during December when it was under 4 cents. I was also buying back in the summer of 2022 at around roughly 5-6 cents anyways. So even at today's price, I don't really look at this as a bad thing. But we came down to test significant areas of support at around like roughly 4.5 cents. And hey, we had a significant bounce off of it, so it looks pretty good. This is on major exchanges out there. So again, when there is a lot of hype around LCX, you could probably bet that retail will see it on Coinbase and FOMO in. That's how retail works. But we still are starting to have a little bit of a breakout here. I would wait to see if we clear resistance if you want to, buy. In my opinion, just wait if we do get a sell-off or not on Bitcoin. Unless you wanted to just average in. It's up to you. I still think that this one is extremely undervalued, sitting at roughly a $51 million market cap. I just recently tweeted about it under a $50 million market cap, and it started to break out. But as we do look at this one, I think that this could pull significant gains as well. I always kind of look at LCX and I'm like, well, LCX does have regulatory licenses and they have a massive platform, and you have BNB over here, which was tied to Binance. And, at first this thing did not have any traction. And it just went sideways. And then all of a sudden in 2021, I mean, this thing just went massive. It went all the way up to about roughly $650 some off of like 10 cents back in 2017, 2018. Now, obviously, you would have been betting on Binance becoming a leader within the space, as they did. So that's where most of the success for BNB comes from. Do I think that LCX is going to be as big as BNB? Not necessarily early on, but I do think that long term it could. But in the short term, I think that this thing can, hit roughly the top 50, maybe even the top 25. And during a bull run, most people don't look at that as a big accomplishment, but hey, during a bull run, the top 25 has roughly over a $20+ billion market cap. And today's market cap of LCX, the $51 million market cap. So I think that LCX is going to also be a big player. Again, I could see this most likely having, from here at this price, probably a 10-20x, very similar to telcoin. And remember, that's just me, thinking conservatively. It could go much higher. I'm just saying, like, these can most likely net you a lot of profits. And just like I've always said in the past, as you look at a lot of these altcoins, you don't need to hit a 10, 20, 40, 50x. Hell, even doubling your money if you have a pretty decent amount in is substantial. But also LCX is becoming a major leader around this space, in my opinion. They're launching some great things. I think that the team has been constantly building, and they've become a force to be reckoned with, in my opinion. And they have a ton of products. They have a massive product offering. You can actually see some of the products here in terms of the exchange, the decentralized exchange, token sale platform, the Liechtenstein protocol, Timens, and even LCX Mobile. And they have some pretty great partners. I mean, if you actually look at the partners and the ecosystem around this, it's partnered with some of the largest names out there that we've been looking at around the space, like Quant, for an example, and some other great players like even Hedera. So I'm definitely watching LCX, and I've been watching LCX ever since 2021, and even just recently they were the ones to announce this tokenized bond with this is with euros. It's a euro tokenized bond, which I thought was pretty cool, especially considering the fact that they are becoming a major leader around the world outside of the US. I know in the US, the SEC has scrutinized them. I think that that's all just noise. Remember, like I said, focus on what's happening outside of the US. LCX has gotten their regulatory licenses around a few things. This is one of them that they did get approval for, and I thought this was pretty cool. Also, they have a lot of other areas of earning. For an example, you could earn on Bitcoin, Ethereum, and even LCX. Again, I wouldn't really tie up my money on platforms like this just yet. Again, this market is still extremely speculative. You'll lose all your money, so just be aware of the risk associated with it. And then, of course, last but not least, Casper. So Casper, the chart looks dead, right? That's because it came out as an ICO back in 2021. It was like May of 2021. And if you are like me, then you probably assume that most altcoins did top out back in April and May of 2021 and did not top again. And a lot of them failed to break out yet again, even in September, with most altcoins still kind of pushing forward on in September all the way up until November. Casper did push on a little bit into November, hitting about roughly 22 cents here. I go off of $1.33 as the all-time high. I think that this could very well pull an ADA-like run. I think that $3 is a possibility, but I think that $1 is more possible. Even at $1, this is still a significant gain. It's well over a 20x. I think that Casper is going to be a big player, has a ton of listing opportunity. And recently, they've been expanding rapidly through a few partnerships. Also, we are still very early on Casper. I know that the infinite amount of supply scares a lot of people. There's about roughly an 8% year-over-year inflation on the token, but it will take well over a decade for the supply to double. And even then, it is still under most of the top 20 assets. The stake supply is sitting at about 75%, so 75% of the supply is locked away. 37,000, less than 37,000 holders. So again, like I said, you're pretty early on this. Also, IPW and Casper, they started to deploy a few NFTs. This is the largest enterprise blockchain NFT deployment in history. The ecosystem continues to expand through Casper. I'm very excited for a lot more partnerships to happen within Casper's ecosystem. A few of the big ones that we've been looking at is like Nucleus Finance with Actus Standard around financial systems and financial assets, and also, of course, IPW. If we look at a few of those, here's the Actus Standard. This is the real innovations that are possible within traditional finance using smart Actus financial contracts. Again, through Casper. Remember, Casper does have upgradable smart contracts. That does make it extremely game-changing for most of these enterprises that do, at some point in time, need that upgradability through smart contracts. That way they don't have to redeploy or anything like that. Also, I did say, in terms of IPW, going all the way back to October 15th, I said, imagine how huge this would be for Casper and IPW to be implemented on a government level and scale. All US patents and trademarks flowing through Casper would be insane. This is from the uspto.gov website as well. And here we have blockchain and IP tokenization of patents with IPW. Join the United States Patent and Trademark Office on June 21st at 4 p.m. ET for the second session on our blockchain and IP series. And again, this is they have an individual from IPW here leading the discussion on ways to revolutionize the cataloging and licensing of patents. Big game changer. I will retweet this if you guys do want to go check that out. Also, Kevin Cage, another incredible individual that has been talking about Casper for some time. What do you see here? Think about Porsche. Their patent portfolio value exceeds their market cap. IPW said Casper may very well become the chain of record for intangibles. See the tweet below. Intangible assets account for 90% of the S&P 500 market value. Patents equals 30%. The S&P 500 is $30 trillion. And here we have a quote from this video talking about, as a result of blockchain making financial systems more secure, another big thing to watch is the ability to add liquidity to things, that were not previously liquid, which is, again, like their IP portfolio. So businesses want this use case because it unlocks a ton of value, especially for companies like Porsche that, their patent portfolio exceeds their market cap. So It's a big game changer. And then, of course, last but not least, I do want to go over IPW having this massive award next to some large names like JP Morgan, LVMH, Nomura, Renault Group, and even Societe Generale. These are very large names out there, but again, it proves to you just how big of a game changer IPW is around enterprise blockchain projects, solidifying its position around the enterprise sector. Again, they are working with Casper. They are built on Casper, so it's a game changer. And shout out to Tokenizer for that. And I just want to wrap this video up with saying that Casper 2.0 is also coming. I think that they said Q3 of this year. Might have to get pushed into 2024 a little bit, but this is going to be a big game changer, especially for the entire Casper network, which I am here for. I think that this is going to be very exciting once this does go live. But these are three assets that I've been looking at closely. I think that they're extremely under wraps as well. I think that a lot of people are not looking at these three. Telcoin, in my opinion, is always going to be a must look into because Telcoin back in 2021 shocked a lot of people, and I think that it's going to shock a lot of people this run up as well, because again, I think that Telcoin continuously building, expanding, and becoming a major player around mobile phone adoption of digital assets. It's a game changer, and it's something that could happen, tomorrow, for an example. So, Telcoin is definitely a look into if you haven't already. Also, LCX. I do think that this is going to be a game changer, especially with all of the scrutinization that's happening from the SEC around regulations with exchanges. So I do think that LCX outside of the US is going to be a force to be reckoned with around crypto exchanges and crypto products. And of course, last but not least, Casper. I think that this thing, for most people, looks dead. But once this does start to break out, once it breaks that high from November of 2021, most people are going to be like, where's this thing going? Because it didn't experience a bull run at all. It only had an ICO price tied to it. And I think that when we look at ADA, nobody cared about ADA early on until around roughly the end of 2020 into 2021. And then everyone was jumping on the ADA train. So I do think that Casper has the potential to hit roughly the top 10, top 15. And even then, I think that the valuation of Casper is going to be very high. And even right now, you could stake your Casper over on Casper.live and earn about 10.6%, which I am doing, full transparency. And the rewards are just way too good, especially beating out that 8% year-over-year inflation. You can't beat it. So with that being said, I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys did, definitely leave a like, subscribe, to notifications on if you guys want more free content. You guys are more than welcome to follow me on Twitter and join the free Discord down in the description below. So it's up to you all. Have a beautiful day or a beautiful night. Wherever you guys are on this beautiful world. This has been Nick. Peace out, guys.